Okay, so hello everyone, and today we have with us two current ASU students who are going to share their experiences and some insights with you all on why you should get a degree and what are the resources that you have and how can getting a degree help you overall. So let's start. He's CAETANO checker, he's from Brazil, and here is Umar Ali Khan, he's from Bangladesh. Both of them are working at ASU in an on-campus job, and they both, CAETANO is an electrical engineering major, and Umar is a mechanical engineering major. They are both very active on campus as well, so let's get to know from them on how we can manage our time and resources well when we are thinking about our own college life. So, how do you like college and university life in general?
I would say I liked it a lot. Like, especially the first 2 years, it's an incredible experience. Everything's kind of new, especially because I come from another country. So the cultural shock was a thing in the beginning, but with time you get used to the whole new customs and new things that people like here. And college is just, some people might think it's too overwhelming, but in reality, if you know how to manage your time and just make sure you have not an overwhelming schedule in terms of classes or other responsibilities, I think you can enjoy it a lot, so I definitely recommend it.
Yeah, I also think college is especially coming from going to ASU, you find so many people, you at first are gonna think you're alone, or there's not gonna be people who understand you, but in reality there are other people who are going through the same things as you, so you're gonna fit in really quickly once you start, going through that first week. It might seem a bit tough, but then afterwards it's kind of a bit of a smoother ride. So yeah, also I've been in ASU around the same time, almost 2 years now, so yeah, I've also had a pretty good time and similar experiences as him. Yeah.
So, do you think doing an on-campus job with your degree, which is that hectic, is a good decision?
I think so, especially because even if it's a on-campus job that you don't think is related to what you're going to do in the future, which is my case, I don't think I'll be working with the same thing that I work on campus nowadays, but it just helps with your resume. It helps you with getting experience in the work environment. It gets you the experience of networking with other people, which is very important here. So on-campus jobs, besides of course the money part, which can help you with personal expenses, it's also very helpful to connect with other people and also to get experience on the work environment and get an idea of what you're going to face in the future.
Yeah, I also believe that especially at ASU, there's so many on-campus job opportunities that you're gonna find something that's something that you can enjoy and something that you will have you would want to come and show up to work for. Along with the group of people that you work with, you're also gaining valuable lessons and in general disciplining yourself towards a time schedule so that you can integrate that after your university as well, which I think is also a good lesson to have.
So, do you think the financial implication, financial aspect of having an on-campus job, is that a good reason to go for? I think my question would be the money that you earn from your on-campus job. How do you think it helps you in general?
I believe that the on-campus job plays quite a big role in at least managing money, and it's also that's also another good thing that you get from earning, is that you are able to learn how to manage your not just your time but also your money, so that you know where to spend and spend responsibly. And in general, it's also good to have that extra money that you can suppose that you can spend, or have a more freedom on spending, that it can assist the student definitely.
Yeah, so that helps. You can save enough to maybe spend on your own tuition for the next semester. Who knows? So that is one aspect of it. Let's just talk a little bit about how you manage your time and stress, because I know you guys are all involved on campus and everything. So how do you manage your time and stress?
I would say the main thing is making sure that, of course, you have classes, we work on campus, and of course we gotta do homework and study for tests, but you gotta make sure that you have some hours, I would say at least a day, but mainly especially on the weekends because you don't have classes, set some time to do something that you like, something that brings you joy. Like, make sure that you're not spending your entire time just doing responsibilities, because that's gonna cause you to like be overstressed, and everything is easier when you have those leisure times set apart, and then you can regain the motivation and the energy to do your responsibilities. So just make sure that you put in hard work for your responsibilities, but you also set apart some time for leisure activities, which are going to eventually be important to do your best at your job, at your homework, at your academic life overall.
Yeah, I also think having some leisure activities in between your job and work and homeworks, tests, exams, and school is like a big thing. Personally, I've been playing a lot of different sports, football, cricket, and also having time off during the weekends to play like do some gaming on the side, a bit of FIFA, Rocket League, and stuff like that. I feel like that really helps alleviate the stresses and everything of like everyday tasks of school and job. And I believe that is another way of like, you know, finding other people who can also relate with you, you know, finding people who have similar interests as you, and overall it's just a lot of fun to have that type of do those certain things during that time.
That makes sense. That's a good advice. So having some leisure time will really help if you're planning for your college. So one of my last questions would be, how does university add value to your future career? Like maybe some classes or resources that you might have used or found interesting.
Okay, so I would say first of all, of course, the classes you take are important to get your degree, which is gonna definitely make a difference when I'm applying to jobs in the future. Being someone with a undergraduate diploma is definitely something that employers look for, at the very least, especially for the engineering field, I would assume. Like if you don't have an undergraduate degree, the chances of you getting a job are gonna be significantly lower, if not existent, maybe not existent. But like, besides that, of course, you get to know like professors, for instance, like they work in the industry, so they can give you some insight on what the industry is looking for, what areas are the best, so like you can have an idea of what area you should go for if you're looking for maybe a higher pay grade, or if you're just interested in working with what you like. You can try to figure out like what's going on at the moment, what's going to be the future job that people are going to be looking for, or that people are going to be seeking, like employers. So overall, it's just a good way to get a perspective on how your job life's going to be, even if, like, besides of course getting the degree, which is the piece of paper that makes a lot of difference, it's also about the experience and the connections you make.
Yeah, adding to what Caetano said, I believe like in general, being in an environment where you're always, you know, happening to get to know what to do and what to expect is you're in the forefront kind of always being in the know of what's going to happen. So that's always a good thing. And on top of that, like suppose you're a freshman and you happen to be really good friends with like a senior or someone, and that senior just graduated and got a good job. At the end of the day, you're making a connection that could potentially help you land another job, or help you in going like the extra mile post graduation. So that is something like networking is a big thing that is very useful, I believe, from attending universities as well.
Any resources from the university that you might have personally used that helped you? Maybe any labs or library in general, or anything that university provides you and is very helpful?
There is a career center, which is a department that helps you building your resume and cover letters. I've never attended it in person, but I've uploaded my resume and my cover letter a couple of times, so they can give feedback and tell me what I can improve based on the job you're looking for, based on the skills you have. So they do provide some assistance in regards to the documents you need to prepare when you going to apply for a job, and also they can give you hints about job interviews. Or there's also Handshake, which is like the internship platform for undergrad students. So if you're looking for internships, I would say Handshake is a very good resource to look into. Yeah, I would say those two are very good throughout your college career.
I also think like when universities they have resources to like suppose like what clubs you want to join and like what you might be interested in. They have resources to help you find those clubs and like what you may be interested in. So that makes it a lot easier. For example, in the Stauffer building, there's a whole gaming room where you can just book a time and you can play games from that time, and you can, at the end of the day, you're playing with other people who you might share similar interests with, and there's always like tournaments being hosted during that. So that's just one of the examples.
That's a really good resource. So you guys can filter out your leisure time based on the clubs that we have on our Sun Devil Sync page for ASU, or maybe if you're talking about any other organizations, they also provide such resources. Moving on to our last question, is there any piece of advice that you would like to share with the students?
I would say for someone that's coming for the first year in college, just of course you gotta think about how your life's gonna be after you graduate and everything. Like what are you gonna do with your college degree? But I personally try to not think of the future when I just got here, and I just try to live the moment. So you go into college, it's a great experience. So like, of course, you always gotta keep an eye on what's gonna happen 4 years from now, 10 years from now, but just try to enjoy the moment. Try to enjoy all the opportunities you have around you, and of course, taking steps for your future, but at the same time, making sure you are living the present and making sure you make the most out of it, because you only live once this period of your life. So just make sure you enjoy it.
Yeah, I would have said the same thing. Have fun, you know. At the end of the day, you are here. It's like, it's 4 years. You have a long time, or like you have a long way to go as well. So enjoy it while you can. Everything will, you know, figure it out once you get that initial way forward.
Yeah. Thank you for your time, and we're gonna end the video here. Well, hope that interaction was helpful for you to figure out how you can manage your own college life and why you should be going to a college. So see you guys in the next video, but that's it for today.